Hello everyone, so picking off where we last were, we discovered that, we were told that the Sultana is still alive, and we successfully rescued Rowan. Not in that order, but now we need to speak Alphino, and so without further ado, Alphino. Alphino is distracted by a call on his link pearl. Tataru? Yes, General Raban is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dawala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarapin and others, Tarupin and others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. So, I guess we're headed back to Ishgard, because there is another attack. And oh, I didn't know we had access to that. Spoiler again. Corthus, there's the button I'm looking for. Oh, wait, return. Duh. You guys saw nothing. Yeah, and apparently we have some side quests too. So I will pick those up after I talk to Tataru and Alphino. So, Alphino, let us hear what the Count has to say. Tataru. Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with General Raban short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city is awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Archivant was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside, so you'd better head in. My friend, I thank you for answering your call with such alacrity. Alacrity? Whatever. As I am sure you are now aware, the Dravanians are once more gathering for war. Mr. Saragon, Master Louvier, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by most direct means available. When the observatorium's bells toll, 'tis a warning that cannot be ignored. The Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west's claim they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Ishgard's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot ensure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice, to remain in a besieged Ishgard, or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I will not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. Well, I think it goes to say that we're going to stay with Ishgard and defend it? Right? Manolane. How many dragons would it take to darken the midday sky, do you think? 1,000? More? Too many at any rate. Arterel. The observatorium bells have tolled. Either flee this place or make ready for war. Archifant. The coming of the Horde spells ruin for Ishgard, but her knights shall fight to the last to shield her citizens from harm. Count Edmond de Forton. I confess, I know not where else you might seek sanctuary, but few places are like to be more perilous than a city under siege. Tataru. What will become of this place? And us? Alphino. Though we flee to the ends of the world, 'twould seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the Horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her weary defenders must take up spear and bow. And by the way, there's a primal that we haven't seemed to mention yet. The Count would have us seek shelter from the storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hungered in a hole. What say you, Celebrian? I would stay and fight. We cannot stay here. Humph! I would stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandoned our allies in their hour of need. Tataru. What? You're saying the same thing. Elfino is deliberating how best to proceed. The choice you make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us. Elfino.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the Horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Iceheart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emeric. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We have chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. Only hope that Sir Emeric will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Hartaunt Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Signs of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir! And I'm going to pick up these side quests now. Torsifers. Torsifers look sick with worry. I look worried? Nonsense! Why would I have anything to be worried about? Okay, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Lord Emmanuelin requests I deliver a missive to Lady Iceheart at the Rose House. I remember him specifically mentioning that failure would not be tolerated. It is a simple task, yet the thought of something going awry has my stomach in knots. I'm loath to thrust the duties upon another, but would you be willing to deliver this missive? I cannot afford to take chances. Surely one of your towns can see the deed done well without fail. Please, you're my only hope. I can definitely tell why you would be reluctant to go and do as he said. House Durandare, Durandari Knight. This House Durandari Knight meets an adventurer who can keep a secret. Excuse me, you're not from around here, are you? I know this is sudden, but I have a favor to ask. I'm looking for someone to deliver a gift to a friend in Falcon's Nest. What is it? Well, it's a surprise, so I can't really say. I just need you to deliver it. That's all. You can pick it up from the Knight of the Brush at the Forgotten Knight. You'll know him when you see him, and I'm sure he'll recognize you as well. And so we'll head to the Foundation since we need to go there, and I'm going to go to the Forgotten Knight. Knight of the Brush. Ah, there you are. I thought it might be you. So it's true? You're not from Ishgard? Perfect. No one will suspect a thing. Here's the package, my dear lady. Whoa, hey, don't wave it all about that like that. Someone may see. Now hurry on to Falcon's Nest. You'll want to deliver it to Emerisel. And remember, this meeting never happened. If anyone asks, you don't know me. Who are you? So I guess we need to take that to there. So I'm gonna quickly go and do that. Probably gonna lead us to other side quests as well. And I am correct. And I'm not sure what that is. But the side quest is over here. Oh! And I can summon my mount that I didn't actually put here. And as an example for the Ethernet compass, approximately 202 yoms north, so probably somewhere over there. Anyway. Emerisel. What's with that look? You don't tolerate funny business here at Falcon's Nest. If you have no business here, I suggest you move along. Faded iconograph. An oil painting depicting the Fury helmed and astride a dragon. Am I really consorting with heretics here? Oh, my package. Happy day. I was worried my friend would not be able to get it. Now let's take a look here. A masterpiece beyond compare. The very glory of it inspires an indescribable... Indescribable? Yes. Fulfillment. A crescendo of righteous emotions. I feel my faith in the church renewed, my spirit cleansed by its presence. Ahem. Thank you for this adventure. Remember, no one must know of this. Gee, I wonder why. And we'll pick up these after we do the main scenario quest. I guess we need to speak with the Temple Knight Guard. You would speak with the Lord Commander? Pray, make it quick.
I want the defenses of the outer ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors, and unlike those massing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Estinian. I will say this for your plan. It has made keeping secrets from the Holy See seem almost entertaining. Elfino. Having secured Sir Emmeric's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must needs track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Well, that sounds pleasant. Estinian. I will say this for your plan. Why am I reading that again? He's saying the same thing. Oh, it's a wind-up Elfino. Perfect for the international summits, family get-togethers, pre- or post-battle gatherings, or any other occasion where the recapitulation of past occurrences is absolutely positively necessary. Okay. Elfino would see to one final matter before setting forth. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. Then I shall await you at St. Renat's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Celebrian, let us head back to Forton Manor. And apparently there's a couple of side quests here, so I'll go ahead and pick up theirs. Cure on hard times. This hero seems vexed by the memory of forgotten promises. The Temple Knights are recruiting. It has long been my dream to join their ranks, and soon I shall make it reality. I've told myself I would give anything to be a Temple Knight, but one of their rules gives me pause. We are forbidden from marrying while undergoing training. Hearing this brought to mind a promise I made long ago. Given to flights of fancy and romance as children are wont to be, I promised a girl that we would marry when we came of age. I was just a boy, and to be honest, I cannot even remember her name. But I worry she may still be waiting for me. All I can recall is she was a ward of House Iceheart. I realize the chances are slim, but I ask that you find her. Tell her she need not wait for me any longer. I could not bear knowing a girl wastes her life waiting for the impossible. There's another quest over there. Never really paid attention before, but parts of the statue actually glow in the dark. Bohemundos. Anyway, the weather is cold, but this guy seems red hot with anger. Angry? Of course I'm angry. All I want is to protect my home, and those darn knights just sit there and scoff at the ramblings of an old man. Ramblings my arse. Have you heard what's to become of Falcon's Nest? Most folk there came to Ishgard to keep out of the cold, and now they plan to tear it all away and make a military encampment of it. A bloody military encampment! What's worse, my son has enlisted help, the little shite. He refuses to listen, and I'm tired of trying to reason with him. If you see that slimy backstabbing varlet, tell him he can come back to his family or not come back, tell him he can come back to his family or not come back at all. Aren't you a Mr. Snarky Snark? So we need to head to the pillars, and apparently there, and also obviously the Sea of Clouds, which probably tells me that we have... Oh, right, that was that other side quest. Well, we'll get to that one later. But first... First we'll speak with Bartolo, who is apparently right here. Bartolo. A ward taken into the House Iceheart as a child. You ask as though there'd be only one. Sorry to say, but my lord has taken in more than I can care to count. There'll be no easy task sorting through the lot of them with so little to go on. Of course, if we're speaking strictly of ladies recent come of age, that may narrow things down some. The first that comes to mind is Lady Iceheart, down at the Rose House. She might be able to steer you in the right direction. And apparently that's 2 quests there, but first we will speak with Tataru in the Fortin Manor. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Celebrity and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it is you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alvino. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly. Very well. Now he can't complain about being cold. Well, he can, but you know. By the 12, it fits perfectly. And the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to the rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. It was the least I could do. I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Bye-bye, Tataru. And nobody else is here except for the manservant and the steward. Not Stuart. 23 yoms to the west. Well, that is west, so that means there's one over here. Not quite over here. I think it's over that way. Oh, it's right there. Aether current. And so you tune to it, much like the Aether shards, but these are less visible. You attuned with the Aether current in addition of currents found on the field or others, blah blah blah, just basically told you the same thing as before. So, the next one is 89 yalms to the southeast, so probably over there, which is what I was saying before anyway. So, southeast. This way. And I won't record and show all of the Aethernet or Aether currents findings. And the next one is down over there. It will be good and not just drop down because I fear we'll be in combat and then die. And that wouldn't be nice. And if you're ever not sure if you haven't found them all when they travel, there is now an Aether current button available. And you see there's no information available for a number of these, but on the second page there is also no information. I believe these ones are all Stormblood related ones, and these are all Heavensward related ones. And once we find some also in the Falcon's Nest area, it will also appear around here. But as you can see, the Sea of Clouds is now here, and these ones, the green ones with the exclamation point, are all ones that you discover throughout, and then the quest ones, there is currently 5 of them that are part of the quest, hence the kind of queue. I didn't actually mean to click on that. An 8. Ah, Slabrian, you're looking well, but what brings you here to Cloudtop? If there's aught you require, you need only ask. Rose-scented letter. If the sickly sweet words of eternal love contained within this missive are not enough to induce nausea, the copious amounts of rose oil applied to the parchment most certainly will. Snicker, snicker. Sniff. Rose oil? Ugh, a letter from Lord Emmanuel? I'm terribly sorry about this. I never imagined you would attempt something so shameless. I'm afraid to say he's always been like this. House Aelinart and House Fortin have always maintained good relations, and as such, those close in years often spent time together from an early age. I spent much of my youth playing together with Lord Emmanuel, but now I fear he still clings too tightly to memories of our youth, though I admit it is sometimes to my benefit. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Torsifer's. No doubt he asked you to come in his place. I can sympathize with his anxiety over upsetting Lord Emmanuel, but this is no way to treat a guest. Please accept this as a token of my apology. I realize it's not much, but it is all I can offer at present. And now we need to talk to her for the other quest. Ladies of House Aelinart have aged with me. I suppose that could only be Marielle. But you say as a child she promised to be wed. I've heard no such thing. At any rate, you may talk with her yourself to know if she is the one you seek. And apparently she has a quest for us. Actually, she apparently has 2 quests for us. The house heir about Lynate can only mean trouble. Slabrian, I wish to speak with you regarding a rather urgent matter. We were recently attacked by a band of Vanu. They struck without warning, making off with weaponry and armor from our storehouse. A small unit led by Lieutenant Terry Mo was tasked with retrieving our stolen arms, but we have not received word from them since. I fear that may have fallen prey to the Vanu. I could think of no one more able to aid them, and so I ask that you find them and see to their safety. Lieutenant Teramai planned to take his men to Vundu Ok Bendu to begin their search. Make your way there and see what you can find. And as for the other quest, the knight seeks... Ah, I see. It's an Aether current quest. That's why there's the purple in this. The knight seeks an adventurer with a delicate touch. Excuse me, Slabrian, a moment of your time, if I may. I recently received a special request for assistance with zoological research, but I'm at a loss as how to fulfill it. Are you familiar with Gale cats? They bear a striking resemblance to kittens, but with wings. An acquaintance of mine is writing an article on their physiology and requires a sample of their wings for her work. Their sweet appearance belies Boeli's a rather nasty temperament. If it were simply a matter of slaying them, I would handle it myself. The problem, however, is that taking a proper sample requires a delicate touch. A certain finesse that is beyond the capabilities of my man and myself. Because they are so fragile, you may not obtain a proper sample from the first and fell. But I have no doubt a woman of your talents can procure a wing of immaculate quality. I realize this is rather a personal request, but I would be forever in your debt. Alrighty, and now I'm gonna go pick up that other side quest. And apparently talk to... Mariel? Mariel. Mariel. A promise of marriage? Now that you mention it. Why, yes, I do believe I made such a promise, but I was just a child. Who would think to remember such a thing after all these years? Besides, I have sworn to serve Lady Iceheart. My only concerns now are fulfilling my duties in the protection of the Camp Cloudtop. Whoever this boy is, he need not worry of old forgotten promises. And apparently we can play a triple triad against her. And Gildan has a quest for us. Let me guess, something to do with food. Gildan seeks to help to learn more of the Vanu's plans. Your timing is perfect as always. I was thinking of your recent encounter with the Vanu when I recalled reports from our men who patrol that area. They often catch the Vanu on higher ground in places that offer commanding views of the surrounding area. It's believed that they are conducting routine surveillance, but to what end we know not. But I mean to find out, and I would have you assist me. Pray return to where you first sighted the Vanu and search for clues. Whatever they are scheming, we must know of it. And so we need to go over here and obtain a unicorn, or untorn gale cat wing. Oh right, there's that net there. I knew that. Fighting the scale cats are my least favorite thing to do because of the meow. And that. And we didn't get our wing. Another gale cat it is. Yes, I had to mimic it. Meow. And we got it that time. So I will go ahead and turn in that quest. Random note, I don't really remember the music here. I'm usually on a mount when I'm in this area. I really like the music here. Oh, I'm talking to the wrong person anyway. Oh dear. Alright. How fares your search? I realize obtaining an undamaged Gale Cat wing is no easy feat. Well, I'm already done. Untorn Gale Cat wing. The leathery membrane of this Gale Cat wing is in pristine condition, a perfect specimen for study. My, what an extraordinary find! I am pleased to see your persistence has paid off. With this, she can resume her work on Cloudkin. Ah, how forgetful of me not to mention it sooner. This sample is meant for Ataloin, the renowned naturalist. She's hard at work on a new article for New Yorzian Geographic and requests a sample be delivered with the utmost haste. You can be sure she will hear it was the incomparable Celebrian Saragon who made possible her latest work on Cloudkin. Continuing with the other current allows you to better understand the area's movement of the winds. And now I'm gonna head over that way. And I guess over that way for those quests. Banu Scout. Waiting is boring, like watching a moss grow on rocks. But I must... What? Netherlings return to interfere again? Gnawed bone. And now to head all the way over there. And so heading over here. Search for the missing Rose Knights. Am I... Aha! Wounded Knight. Who goes there? Ah, you've been sent by Lady Lynate? Then all is not yet lost. You must hurry to Lieutenant Teramo. He's gone beyond the bridge, deeper into Vanu territory. Please hurry after him before it's too late. And because I'm just super awesome, I'll just sneak. Oh. I thought it was gonna look at me. Can I sneak past this one too? It seems I can indeed. Now I need to head over this way to speak with the lieutenant, who is... That's gonna spot me. That's okay. It might stop before I get over here anyway. And it did. Teramo. 7 hells, is no end to them? Ah, don't scare me like that. I take it Lady Lynate sent you, Celebrian, is it? Well, Celebrian, we have quite a mess on our hands. Not only are our weapons still in the hands of these beaked jerks, but my men have been scattered. It won't be easy, but we've got to regroup and see this mission through. Teramo. Teramo is gravely concerned for the well-being of his subordinates. We did well to drive the Vanu back, but we vastly underestimated their numbers. What's more, they replenished their ranks faster than we could put them down. And because of our carelessness, 3 of my subordinates were cut off and scattered before making it back. I fear before long the Vanu will have them. I need you to find them and instruct them to retreat back beyond the bridge. So long as they make it this far, I will see to it they are safe. And so we need to find the other soldiers. And they're in this vicinity somewhere. And I'll just sneakity sneak my way, and I see one right now. Rose Knight. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? So the lieutenant would have us withdraw? I suppose the supplies will have to wait. Yeah, good luck carrying supplies when you're all scattered out and about. And so next we need to head over here. And I think there's some up here. Or some. I think there's one up here somewhere. Well, I guess it doesn't look like it. Oh, well, hello. Rose Knight. Ah! Please don't frighten me like that! What? An order from the lieutenant to withdraw? Understood. And there's one more to find, and I'm guessing there's somewhere over here. I'm doing a really good job of sneaking. And only in a game that you don't really need to sneak. Don't see... Oh, no, that's him. So perhaps over here? Probably not, because that's outside of the circle. And... okay, so they're not over here. No, they're right there. No wonder I couldn't see you. You were just slightly out of my eyesight. They'll never find me up here. Retreat back beyond the bridge. In order? I'm only too happy to follow. And it's funny how they're right there, and the captain is literally right there. Tattermoo. Or Lieutenant, whatever his name is. Well done, Celebrian. Well done indeed. And by name I meant title. Well done indeed. I do not think what would have become of my subordinates had you not come along. At last I can breathe easier, if only for a moment. Oh, nothing would make me happier than to return to Camp Cloudtop and put this all behind us. There is still work to be done. I trust I can count on you, on your continued support? Well, we'll find out if I accept your next quest. Taramo has the look of a man who hates unfinished business. Your assistance has been more than anyone could ask for, but there is yet work to be done. We did not come here to simply be driven back out. Nay, we must take back the stolen weapons and armor. I will create a diversion to draw what attention I can from the Vanu nearby. While they're distracted, I need you to retrieve them. You expect me to carry all of that? Oh wait, okay. This time I'm gonna jump onto my mount, and I need to head all the way over there. And that's mostly why I'm jumping onto the mount, because it's quite a distance to go. Rose Knight weapons. And then you saw there was more over there. Rose Knight armor. And the last bit is probably in that direction. And by that direction, I meant this direction. Aha. Rose Knight weapons. I guess I could carry that all. It's not too unreasonable. Now we need to meet over there. I think the last time I did this, I thought I just needed to go back to speak with Lunate, and I teleported, and then I discovered I needed to go across the bridge and speak with the Tirmalo before that. I was not happy. I think that was also before I knew you could hide quests like I have in my inventory in my journal right now. So it was actually hidden from this list here, and that's why I didn't see that. Teramo, until I had turned into a quest. Everything appears to be accounted for. Words fail to express my gratitude, Celebrian. Our equipment and perhaps even my subordinates would be lost to the Vanu if not for your aid. I return to the Rose House and deliver them to Lady Lunate. It is only fitting that she should receive them from you. We will return in due time when my men have recovered their strength. I feel I owe you my life, Adventure. Lady Lunate will be overjoyed to see the equipment returned to Camp Cloudtop, and I'm sure she'll be happy that her subordinates will also be returned. Thank you, Adventure. We will not tarry long, but please go on ahead. Lady Lunate is sure to be waiting. Wounded Knight. No, not you. Wounded Knight. We owe much and more to your aid. Please see the weapons and armor safely to Lady Lunate. Teramo. There is not we can do to repay your selfless actions, Celebrian. After you report to Lady Lunate, I trust you will take a well-earned rest. And since we don't need to do anything else, we're gonna teleport and then travel that way. Lady Lunate. Celebrian, you returned. What of the equipment in the search party? Rose Knight equipment. Various barboots, bevers, and bracers stolen from the Rose House by the Vanu. You never fail to impress, my friend. I see the others are not yet fit to travel. No matter, I take solace in knowing they are no longer in harm's way. And yet, the Vanu's recent fixation on Ishgardian weaponry still concerns me. With but a weak grasp of metallurgy, I can only surmise they crave more advanced weaponry to oppose us. It may finally be time to strengthen security here at Cloudtop. Our duty is to keep watch for Dravanian activity, after all. We can ill afford to be distracted by the Vanu. In any event, I was right to call upon you for help. Thank you again for everything. You're welcome. And now we will turn in this quest to Gildan. It's like, what's his name? I know it starts with a G, and there's a dun in there. Gildan. Good to see you return safely. So tell me, what did you discover for the Vanu's plot? I like that's how my truck was basically in the air there. Good to see you return safely. So tell me, what did you discover of the Vanu's plotting? Gnawed bone. The bite marks on this beastkin bone are arranged in a curious pattern that seems almost unnatural. Oh my, what are we here? There is a pattern of some sort etched into this bone, though it doesn't appear to be any manner of lettering. Perhaps they use bones like this to keep record of what they're observing from atop the cliffs. This could be the opportunity I've been looking for, the kindling to ignite the fire in the hearts of my men. We must delve further and get to the bottom of this. Don't tell me you have more quests for me. I'm just kidding. Beef stew, potato pancakes, and apple juice. Well, we'll go with those. Gildan. Gildan is at a complete loss. 3 sets of 14 lines, 2 crossed out entirely, the third halfway. Ah, it's no use. I still haven't the foggiest what the markings on this bone could mean. Would you show it to the others? Perhaps they will know what to make of it. Marielle, can I assist you with something? Odd bone. What an odd pattern. I've never seen its like. If it holds any meaning, I couldn't tell you. My apologies. I didn't expect much. Not because it's you, just because I didn't expect much. 28. Celebrating, how good to see you. What can I do for you? Odd bone. Seems to me that the scouts were counting something. The question is, what? I guess we'll find out. Once I question those people. And by those people, I mean the knight that is over by the Aethernet. Or Aethershard. No, Aethernet. Aetherite. That's the word I'm looking for. Ah, really? I have no time for idle chatter. Well, this is not idle chatter. This isn't another of Gildan's errands, is it? I haven't time to waste entertaining his requests. A shipment of provisions should be arriving any moment. Yeah, now we need to go speak with Gildan. Gildan. Ah, there you are. Did you learn anything of value? Odd bone. A shipment of provisions, truly? Oh, how I've longed for a reprieve from salted meats. Ahem, don't mean to get carried away, it's just that I often find myself counting the days until... By the Fury, that's it! The shipment is their target! The Vanu scouts must have been spying on our shipments. They know they come once a fortnight. But they couldn't care less about the foodstuffs. They mean to seize the crystals and offer them up to the White Whale. Go and tell Faberlel what we have discovered. I will speak with Lady Lynate. And so teleporting back over here. Faberlel. What is it now? The Vanu mean to steal our crystals? I can't imagine how they intend to accomplish that. Well, if you truly believe there is merit to Gildan's claims, by all means go to the Protector. The provisions are being unloaded as we speak. I was basically already on my way moving before he'd even finished his sentence. Injured Knight. Injured Knight. Well, what of the provisions? Provisions. I think they look fine. All the provisions appear to be accounted for. Praise Haloni. Pray inform Faberlow that all is well. Thanks to me. You're welcome. You're welcome. Faberlow. Well, it would seem that the threat was indeed legitimate. Time and again, you have risked your life to protect our camp, and for that you have my sincerest thanks. Ah, yes, you were right. 'Twas Gildan who uncovered the Vanu's plot. Perhaps a man of your intelligence would better serve House Halenart elsewhere. Should it be your desire, I would arrange for your transfer. Well, well, to think that I might one day salute you! I am honored, Lady Linnate. Truly I am. But with all due respect, I would rather remain in Camp Cloudtop. All I ever wanted, is to rekindle our men's spirits, to see them walk with their heads held high once more. Were I to leave, that dream might never become a reality. But if I may, I do have one small request. All this running about has left me quite famished. Might we partake of the recovered provisions? A celebratory meal? Or a celebratory snack, perhaps? But now all you can think of is your stomach? A snack, and a few casks of wine besides. That much we can afford to spare now. Aye, the men could do with a bit of a meal and mead. Make sure they know that Gideon is to thank for it. Thank you, Lady Linnate, thank you! And Battle Dance, Quick Arm, Quick Tongue. We'll go with that one because they tend to be more expensive on the market board. And so that is all the side quests that we have in this area for now. So I'm going to go to Falcon's Nest since I didn't do the side quests there, so I might as well do them there. And then I will proceed back to Ishgard and speak with Estinian. Redwald. Redwald is looking for someone to carry out an investigation. Greetings, Mistress Saragon. Thank you again for your earlier help. As it happens, I was hoping to enlist your aid once more. Several of the garrison have fallen suddenly ill, and with no obvious cause. If it is but a simple cold, then so be it. But I have a feeling there's something more sinister going on. I want to mount an investigation, but I simply do not have the men. If you would gather information from the troops manning the forts, it would be of tremendous assistance. Torsinet. A mysterious disease? Well, my comrade in arms was complaining of stomach pains after dinner last night. I merely assumed that the meal disagreed with him. And Maricel. You're looking into the soldiers that fell sick of late? As it happens, my brother has been struck in bed since last night. It's a pity. It was the first time in months that we've been able to share a meal together. Well-mannered widow. The widow is gazing mournfully at the bunch of flowers she's carrying. Oh, how do you do there, dearie? Not many people have time to talk to someone like me. I wanted to go and visit my husband's grave, but my back is troubling me dreadfully. Do you have time to do a kindness for a weary old woman? It would mean the world to me if you could take these flowers to Gorgani Mills and place them on my husband's grave. So, Benny, you want to know about the sickness that's been going around lately? Well, my colleague's been bedridden since dinner last night, and he won't stop moaning about it. I'll admit the soup was pretty flavorless, but he could stand to be a little less dramatic about it. Redwald, what news have you of this mysterious illness, Mistress Saragon? I see. So each person that fell sick did so after eating dinner. Every meal served here at Falcon's Nest is prepared, or at least overseen, by Norterel, the head chef. I find it hard to believe he would let something this severe go undetected, but we cannot ignore the facts. Pray ask Norterel what he has to say about this. Find out whatever you can. We must determine what is behind this. Norterel. Yes, do you want something? What are you poisoning them with? Just what are you trying to imply? I take my work very seriously, and I certainly wouldn't do anything to breach the trust of the troops I'm responsible for feeding. I'll admit some folk don't care for my traditional Kaworthan cooking, but the ingredients are of the highest quality. I check them every morning. The only thing I can't vouch for is the wine. I don't drink. Never touch the stuff. Perhaps the wine is the problem. We'll need to check the bottles to be sure, but I've already returned them to the Saltler. Quickly go and get them back before he leaves. He should still be at the airship landing. But before that, we'll go up these stairs here and do whatever it is in that area. Pretty sure there's something here. Can we go in here? No. Hippy hop? Nope. I see. We're looking for that person. How did I miss them? Drusilo. And we need to right click, not left click. Yes, I'm Drusilo. He said, what? My father's short-sightedness knows no bounds. He fails to see what we stand to preserve by creating this encampment rather than leaving it abandoned to the snows. As the name suggests, Falcon's Nest is well known for its skilled falconers, going back generations. While it's true the astrologians can sense horde activity through the stars, it has also always been us who give first alert of their approach. But things changed after the calamity. The weather turned foul, and we had no choice but to seek better shelter. I know how it would pain him to abandon Falcon's Nest. It's my home, too. But he has to understand that even if our home has to change, it does not change who we are. The proud hawkers of Falcon's Nest will live on, and I will prove it to him. When the day comes for him to return here, the earth beneath him may seem unfamiliar, but our companions, gliding proudly through the skies, will be as they always have and always will be. This I swear. And we have one more quest to pick up. And it's probably also an Aether Current one. And before I go and do all of that quest over there, I will head to Ishgard, because I think I have to go in that direction later. Ingaret is muttering something about bridge repairs. Do you have a moment to talk? A short while ago, one of the workers from House Dismal asked me to go. Zamal asked me to go and deal with some Mylodons that have been causing trouble. The Black Iron Bridge barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Mylodons roam far too close to it. The craftsmen can't work safely. Someone needs to kill them. The Mylodons, that is, not the craftsmen. Are you sure? I'd ask the Dragoons to do it, but they're so busy it'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many beasts that I so many of the beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're a capable woman. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If you were to kill, say, 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish off the rest myself. Watch, there's only 4. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to the airship landing, and then I will head to Ishgard. Spirited Sutler. Looking for the wine bottles. The one from last night will be around here somewhere. Any older than that, they'll already been collected. Bottle-filled crate. And we'll take those back to Nortorel after. Elfino. This new attire will serve me well in the bitter cold of Kawarthus. I shall have to thank Tataru properly upon our return. Estinian. You have said your farewells, then? Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Ysael's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last. The Kawarthus Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know of any heretic activity has been, if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. And that's partly why I suggested going there. Alrighty, so we're gonna give the bottles back to Nortorel first, and then we'll speak to Redwald. Nortorel. Do you have the bottles? Bottle-filled crate. Enough wine was stored in this box to render a whole company of knights merry, or a single knight blind. Marvelous! Let's see if anything smells out of the ordinary. Sniff, sniff. Something is definitely amiss. Only a trained nose, like that of an expert chef, would be able to pick it out, but this wine has been tampered with. I suggest you take this bottle to Redwald. I'm all but certain that last night's wine is behind the 6 soldiers. And note, that's not why I said we would talk to Redwald after, but I kind of guessed that. Ah, you have returned. Was Nortorel able to shed any light on the situation? Strange smelling bottle. 1 whiff is all that is needed to realize something is slightly off kilter with this bottle's contents. What? He thinks the wine caused the sickness? 7 hells, it must have been poisoned! You have my thanks, Mr. Saragon. Now that we know the cause of this illness, there's only one thing left to do. I think there's 2 things left to do. Dispose of it and find out how. Redwald. Well, Mr. Saragon, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I have met this young gentleman. Elfino Levier, at your service, and you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I am sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus, we have come to Falcon's Nest in hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep and of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgon A. Mills. It is possible they have unearthed information that would be of use to you. Mistress Saragon knows well the place I speak of, for it was she who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the 2 of you visit the refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Celebrian. I'm eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretics' lair. And apparently Redwald has a quest for us. Redwald. Redwald wants to make the next move on his investigation. We may have confirmed the poison was causing the illness that struck the fort, but there's still one thing left to do. Find those responsible for this reprehensible crime and bring them to justice. Ariane is in charge of logistics here, so I suspect that if you show her this bottle, she would be able to tell you where it came from. And that lady is apparently right there. Apparently Estinian is here. Estinian. As agreed, I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit the heretics' refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. Fascinating. Ariane. Hello there. Is there something I can help you with? Strange smelling bottle. What? The wine that was in this bottle was the cause of the sickness plaguing the fortress? My records show where this came from, who handled it, and... Wait! The crate of supplies that you recovered from me previously, the ones that had been stolen by the heretics, it was full of wine. I'm almost certain that this bottle was in the crate. I'd wager that those heretics poisoned the wine, counting on us recovering it. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into the case lately. It seems that the culprits had accomplices. They've been seen several times at Camp Riversmeet lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still looking for another opportunity to poison us. See if you can't press them for any information. Report to Redwald with anything you're able to find out. And so, now I get to find the long track all the way over there. And as I go, I will be hunting down the Aethernet currents. And so over here in Riversmeet, we need to find the suspicious Gorthan. Or Gorthans, as there's 3 of them. Aha! So you found out about the poison and came here looking for answers. Well, give up. The poison is made from dragon venom. There's no antidote. Everyone who will drink it will die, and so will you. Who now? What now? And next we need to head over there. Alrighty, and so here we need to kill some of these upland Mylodons. Whatever these beasties are, anyway. They look like lion things? I don't know. Oh, and there's an Aether current there. Lovely. So, kill 2 more of these. And might as well get them both at the same time. That's done. And now finally we need to head up in that direction, and I'll do the flower thing first. And there's an Aether current up there, which I already knew about and I actually forgot about, so I guess I will collect that first. And the trick to do this is Hippity. I think I can walk around? Yes. Perfect. So now I just need to find one exploring. Elfino. Just a simple farmhouse. It makes one wonder what other innocent facades the heretics have chosen to hide behind. Well, truth be told, it was probably just a building that happened to be already existing there that they just took over and was using. Considering I don't think there are many people living here anymore. Couldn't imagine why. Unkept gravesite. Place the flowers of the grave at Gorgon Mills completed. Ouch. Okay, and now we'll speak with the expedition leader. Expedition leader. Mr. Sargon, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale here there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. It would seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Lebrian. We were ill-prepared for what awaited us at the farmhouse. Forgive me, but until the creatures have been put down, we cannot safely continue our investigation. Elfino. Oh dear, the creature took me by surprise. Forgive me. Till my hand stops shaking, I fear I shall prove more hindrance than a help. Pray go on ahead, and when you are certain that the rest of these things have been slain, notify the expedition leader that it is safe to return. Well, these things are called polar bears. They ain't that scary. And no, they don't eat penguins. Oh, it's a little one. Do we have to kill the little one? Oh, apparently you're a tamed war bear. And you're a tamed polar bear. It is definitely a big war bear. And I guess we need to return to Elfino, as it says. No. Yes, no, what? Elfino. Oh, speak with the expedition leader. Ha 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 ha. Helps if we read. Oh, hi, Estinian. Estinian. My inquiries availed me not. The patrol leader had little to say beyond which of his extremities the frost had bitten the hardest. Expedition leader. The beasts are slain then. My thanks, Mr. Sargon. We may return to our duty without fear of mauling. And we get a wind-up Elfino. Normally I would use it, but I like using Midgard's armor. Estinian. Same thing. Expedition leader. The expedition leader has a promising lead to aid you in your search for Lady Iceheart. You wish to track down Lady Iceheart, is that not so? The records we discovered ere these beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager these epistles contain more than friendly salutations betwixt lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us in the right to Iceheart's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all. Indeed. Apparently we have to go in here again and look for the shiny glowy thing that's on the other side of this stable wall. Heretic Epistle. And believe it or not, it took me a long time to find that because I didn't see the shiny glowy thing through the wall because I had a different graphics card and I wasn't capable of doing that. And there's another one over here. Expedition leader. Ah, the letters were in a neat pile just here, but 'twould seem the skirmish with the beasts has scattered them rather thoroughly. Estinian. Where are those darnable pages? I'd rather battle 20 avius than continue this confounded search. Elfino. I have found some few of these letters. Let us gather a respectable stack and see what secrets the expedition captain can wring from the collected correspondence. And the last one is over here. Heretic Epistle. And next we need to speak with the expedition leader. Have you recovered much of the heretics' correspondence? Heretic Epistle, what appears to be a record of past correspondence held between individuals regarded as heretics by the Holy See. Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Levier and Sir Estinian, we now have more than a few dozen letters. What have we here, then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgon Mills heretics and their fellows in the Alpha Amphitheater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. Savage Might, Aim, or Materia. We'll go with this one, just because. It was the first one I clicked. Elfino seems intent on traveling to the Alpha Amphitheater. The Alpha Amphitheater, that's the very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the Primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Aethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Moonbrita succeeded in recreating the Alpha beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant aetherite could only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics Gorgon Mill seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'd wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I am wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out onto the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. How Stir and Dare posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Expedition Leader. Do you mean to follow the heretics' trail, then? I will see that Sir Redwald is informed. And so, we need to head all the way over there. Estinian. What ails our young lord? The moment we arrived at the wall, his face looked on an ashen pallor. Does he fear facing the heretics within their own lair? Elfino. Do you recall the first time you ventured into these tunnels in search of Lady Iceheart? It seems an age ago, does it not? Back then, I still believed myself the commander of the Crystal Braves. Whatever. Ah, the guests of House Vorton, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the Alpha beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the Primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of you uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. And I guess this is a battle fight thing as well. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Mayhap you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Yep, they totally look like friendly. Dogs of Ishgard, it is not enough that you banished our beloved saint. Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons! We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress, that we might broker a peace. Do you think of us fools, boys? It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. He will walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers, may Dragon's wings bear us to victory! And I guess we get to fight these guys because I don't want to listen. So we'll start with that. Actually, we'll start with this one. And 1 down to 3 to go. Two down. White-eyed swordsman turned into some sort of manner of beasts. Oh dear.
Focus. Release. Know your folly.
They fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain, they say as they had people who are transforming into dragons. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Would that we could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we do not already know? Then make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Estinian? I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found by the midst of the frozen lakes, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle. Crystal Tremble. What? You've driven off the heretics? That should certainly ease the minds of our surveyors. Elfino. Only in a land where war has raged for 1,000 years could enough ash have all to bury a dragon the size of an island. Estinian. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there is another place I would visit first. I'm told the convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Jantelo, may have information of use to us. But mayhap you're not familiar with the name either. The convictors are dragon slayers after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. And that is all the way over there. But before I do that, I'm going to go and turn in these side quests. Redwald. Greetings, Mistress Aragon. Aran has already apprised me of the situation. She tells me you might have our information regarding the poisonings. I see. So it was the heretics after all. And poison made from dragon venom? This is very bad indeed. We will need to find an antidote as quickly as possible. Redwald. Redwald is eager to continue his investigation. There is a breed of dragon that varies deadly poison breath. If you were to make poison by concentrating the toxic component of their breath, it would be almost impossible to formulate an antidote. We have precious little information, Mistress Aragon, as I had hoped you might assist us once more. This report describes the symptoms of the poisoned soldiers. Please show it to anyone you think might be able to assist in the formulation of an antidote. I suggest starting with our chef, Nortorel. And since we have to head in this direction. Well-mannered widow. Thank you ever so much for that, Jerry. I'm sure my husband appreciated it. Well, that or he's turning in his grave shouting, Jerry, you're slow, you lazy hag! He used to be a great knight under House Durandere, you know. He was tutor to the house's heir, training him in the ways of combat. I was so proud of him having a job like that. The heir himself was ever such a bright young lad, a genius if ever there was one. But one day the poor boy set out to see the realm, and didn't come back. We never saw him again. After that my husband wasn't the same. He ended up stepping down from his position and cutting his ties with the nobility. He became a farmer and started the farm at Gorgani Mills. I think he just couldn't stand to be reminded of that boy every day he was at House Durandere. North Tyrell. Oh, you're the last from before. Have you caught the people who poisoned the wine yet? Sir Redwell's report. Details on the symptoms exhibited by several poisoned soldiers. I see. So the poison was most likely made from concentrated dragon venom? I don't know a great deal about venomous dragons, but I do remember reading something about poison-breathing dragons in a book of old from before the Calamity. Sadly, I can't remember the specifics. Given how old the book was, perhaps you might be able to find out more from someone knowledgeable about the 6th Astral Era. Sigan. What do you want? Sir Redwell's report. Poison made from concentrated dragon venom? Ah, yes. There was a story passed down through the generations the old village of Falcon's Nest about dragons that breathe poison. Be ye ware the beast with poison breath, whose claws and breath bring naught but certain death. The ancient dragon's noxious mist is born from eating of the poisoned viper's thorn. Thorny viper is a type of toxic brambleweed. This toxin is said to be the source of the dragon's poisonous breath. If we find a creature immune to the thorny viper, we should be able to study this immunity to develop an antidote to the dragon's poison. There's a beast that lives near Gorgani Mills, the Black Blood Zoo. They say it feeds primarily on the thorny viper. Its blood may hold the key to saving the afflicted soldiers. Take these provisions and travel to Gorgani Mills. This is an herb that, when burned, should attract the zoo. When you reach the mill, use the ember and burn the herbs. The scent should draw the beast out of hiding. Slay it and recover its blood. And of course we get a quest for over there. Oh well, at least we have to head kind of in that general direction again, sort of, maybe, possibly, I don't know. So turning in this last quest. Ingaret. You've already killed 3 of them? Thank you ever so much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee for the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farmer on the farm on the far side of the bridge? Those Mylodins have made it difficult to access that area. The bridge has been left to fall apart. After we repair the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild that farm. That would be a good sight to see. Continue with the Aetheray, blah blah blah. And thus, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching!